Okay, welcome to part 3 of the Web Application Factory demo. Like I said at the end of the previous demo, so far we've stuck to just making HTTP GET calls against our application. That's not bad or anything, it's just a little bit passive. GET just makes a request, but doesn't pass any data. A lot of times in your integration tests, in order to validate if the application is really working, a lot of times you'll actually need to make an HTTP POST call. In the case of our cool or not cool decision page, it uses an HTML form and the POST method. The form collects the data from the user, and then it posts the data back to the server. From our integration test, we'll need to simulate that posted data. Back over on the integration test code for the decision controller, I'm going to do what every great developer does. Copy and paste the test code. I'll rename the method to be indexPostCoolIsCool. And then I'll start tweaking the code for our HTTP POST test. When you simulate an HTML form's network traffic, you're going to pass key value pairs that represent the values. Since I wrote the demo code, I happen to know a few things about how it works. The name of the item to check for cool not cool is called item to check. So I'll put that in a variable called form value name. Next for the value. The value I want to pass is the word cool. To pass the values via HTTP POST, I'll use a class from .NET called form_URL_encoded_content. I got some help here from Copilot, and it's totally wrong, so I'll need to fix that. I'll replace the AI-generated version with my own code. The form_URL_encoded_content class takes an instance of dictionary string. I'll initialize that dictionary with our key value data, form value name, and form value. Those two variables need to be in curly braces in order to initialize the key value. So that's the content to post. The final bit of code that we need in the arrange phase is the value we expect for the cool not cool decision. In this test case, the expected value is that it's indeed actually cool. Next, we'll come down to the act code and change the method that we're calling on the HTTP client object. I'll change that to be the postAsync method, and I'll pass it the content to post object, aka the values we're passing to the server. In the assert phase, we can remove the checks we had for dependency errors. We don't need those checks here because, well, we're checking that in the other test method. So delete that code. And we'll replace that code with a call to response.ensureSuccess status code. That'll fail the test if the post call wasn't a success. Then finally we'll check that the expected string is in the content. Resizing the window a bit, and here's the entire test. Set up the HTML form values. Set the value we expect to get back, post the data to the server, and then validate it. While I'm here, I'll add a test for not cool. Copy and paste the cool test method, and then change the method name to say check that blah is not cool. Change the form value, the input value, to be blah, and then change the expected value to be it's not cool. At this point, we should be ready to run the tests and exercise that HTTP POST functionality in the decision controller class. Rebuild the code and run all the tests. And all the tests are passing. So that's how you can use Web Application Factory to test controller methods that require the HTTP POST method. Just to tie this all up with a verbal ribbon, we use the Web Application Factory to write automated unit tests against our ASP.NET application. Web Application Factory makes it much easier to do this kind of testing because we never actually have to deploy our web app. Instead, it just runs in memory. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this series of videos. If you did, please consider clicking like and subscribe. And yeah, thanks very much for watching. See you later.